Hi and welcome to a new episode of Product Release Notes where we present the latest updates and improvements in Omega 365.
Yes, that's right. And in today's episode we'll be presenting fresh updates within Documents, Resources, Meetings, Access, Risk, Complete and Planner. So let's start with the Documents. When a review is completed, we generate a PDF file which shows the markups that you made on the file, and you also get an Excel file which lists the comments that was made. We have now included support for that. This Excel file can include the name of the one that made the comments. That's a configuration option, so in this case I've configured so that it's included, because some of our clients think it's better that it's a single point of contact so everything goes through that person if there's any questions related to the comment. Others think it's good to have the person that made the comment there, so that if there's a need for any kind of clarification informally, they can do that directly with that person. So in this case I've enabled it, so when I now download this Excel file that was generated as part of the review process, I will see that it includes who created the comment. Okay, moving over to resources. In the absence register, you are now allowed to remove the ones that you have registered yourself. So I have one for myself here, and even if I don't have regular access to the absence register, I can still remove the ones that's been created by me here.
Yep.
And then another thing in here is on a user account. That's the one that you get to by clicking here. You can go to activity participation, which lists all the activities that you've been involved in, and you can download it as a PDF file if you want to. And it looks like this. In meetings, we have improved the invitation email that is sent out, so it now includes the agenda items. And we have also updated this grant read access to persons to be able to add permission to somebody that doesn't already have access to this meeting. I need to have the capability can share a meeting.
Yep.
So it's a new capability that has been introduced, can share meeting. And if we look here in open actions, when you have a series of meetings, there's a tab called open actions. It used to be just a read-only list. Now it's also updatable, so you can change who it's assigned to, set the due date, close it out, etc.
Yep.
When it comes to access, we have updated the system roles up. In a role, you can say which roles that they can grant access to, and the new thing here is restrict to list, because before, if there were none listed here, it meant that you were able to, or this members of this role were able to grant access to any roles. If it was these two, only these two. None, everything, basically. To make it clearer, you now can say restrict to list. So if it's restricted to list, it's only those. If it's not restricted to list, it's anyone. When it comes to incidents, we've changed thing here. When it comes to it's now possible to share an incident with other units. And important change is that if you set the target org unit, as you will see on the tooltip, it will move this incident to another org unit, which is the one that you select here in the target org unit. So if I choose that I want to move or target engineering contractor and save and refresh, it will have changed org unit. That means also that the users of this org unit now have access to this incident.
Yeah. And it's also beneficial when you're creating an incident for your org unit, but it's targeting another org unit. You're able to do that through creating an incident as well.
Yeah. Okay, in the risk register, you have the objects column, which is a comma-separate list of objects that's been tied to this risk. Now it's also including the description, because before it was only the name, and the name is in many cases just a short name, an ID kind of thing. And here you will see it's including the description, so that is useful. In the Scope Explorer, we have added activities as a separate tab page, so we will see all the activities related to the selected activity in the hierarchy here. You have different options here. Okay, and then if we move to the activities execution app, which is typically used on a tablet, iPad, for example. Here you will now see the related documents. So that was a highly requested feature, that they could see the documents. So while out there going through checklists, for example, it's good to be able to see the documentation, related documents. And activity types. When you publish an activity type, you can now choose to exclude sub-units. For example, if you're going to publish a activity type to a project, it might not be relevant for the contractors to use that activity type. So being able to exclude subunits is very useful then. And when it comes to attachments, if and the activity is closed, it is now possible to upload attachments. This was restricted before, but now I'm allowed to do that. But it will be marked clearly that this is an attachment that was uploaded after the activity was closed or signed. Moving over to the planner, we have introduced in our previous release notes this new concept with the scheduling of the activities being taken out in a separate working area. That's something we've seen been working very well, and we have reintroduced some of the additional fields that was available in the previous version. So you have easy access to the predecessors and successors. You can add the predecessor easily here, and you can link. So if we go to any of those, there are links directly to the activities from here. We've added some of the additional fields also in this view. And moving over to this one, we have a new way of doing fast relation between activities. So if here I have 6 activities, and let's say I want to have a relationship between these activities, I can mark these 5 first there and do quick linking by date or by selection order. I select the selection order now in this case, so it will take activity 1, link it to activity 2, etc., etc.
And you can multi-select by, you hold shift down,
yeah,
or control to
yeah, so control if I want to have activity 2 and 6, and I want to link these by date, for example, and now activity 6 and then activity 2 like this.
Yeah.
So that's I think it's a very handy feature, just come available. And moving into here, we have now a group by functionality. So I can right click here and select group by WS. And you will see that the WS is in the group header. Just note one thing when it comes to the progress, that the progress, when you change the group by, the progress is based on the duration weighting, the standard that is available in the system. We also support cost-weighted calculation of aggregated progress, but that's only when you use the standard grouping that you have defined yourself, basically. But this could be useful, of course, still with different, having different groupings.
Yep.
But just be aware of that difference. Okay, so that was the most important updates in this release.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.